Our fitness journeys are like, we're side by side doing this, and our stories are very different. Our whys are very different. And so I am so excited for you guys to be able to hear that, like, the different stories from the people in the gym that we've gotten to meet, our coaches. Like, the stories are incredible, and it's people doing it side by side, but it's super helpful, I think, and inspiring and encouraging and motivating to be able to hear like their whys for showing up every day. Even though you're doing the same workout, you have a different reason for doing it. And
What's up, everybody? I'm Chris Davis, here with my wife, Megan Davis, and we are your hosts for the My Blank Fitness Journey podcast. During this podcast, we will reveal the secrets that we have used to help our community become more healthy, fit, and confident, and also hear from some amazing people in our community as they fill in the blank and tell us about their fitness journey. Listen in and be ready to be inspired by our guests who, just like you, are superheroes as we dive into their origin story. Hey guys, welcome to My Blank Fitness podcast. This is technically, I guess, episode 0. So it's just going to be Megan and I. We're going to be just chatting a little bit about who we are, our stories. We've already recorded one episode that I'm really excited to get out to you guys, but we thought it might be a little bit better to, let you guys get to know us before we start sharing about everyone else that we know. So Megan, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
yeah, hi guys, I'm Megan, and I am a registered dietitian, and we own and operate Triforce CrossFit together. So we get to have a lot of fun, live out our dream here in St. Augustine, Florida, with our 2 boys and our 2 dogs and our sister-in-law and our big gym fam.
Yeah, it's awesome. So if you don't currently live in Florida, I suggest you move this way now. Especially the weather's like amazing right now. Megan gets to be outside on our back porch, and that's not everybody in the middle of February can be doing that. So this is our first attempt at a podcast, right? So we're just going to go with it. We're going to rock and roll. We're going to be pretty transparent and vulnerable about ourselves and our fitness journeys, just because our goal, our vision for the gym is to help 10,000 people in St. Johns County become more healthy, fit, and confident. And we think that hearing other people's stories and other people's fitness journeys is an easy way for you to, for us just to be able to connect with people, and for us to be able to maybe make an impact on somebody's life that we've never met before. Or, sometimes it's just really cool to get to hear how other people have faced the challenges of life, and hopefully it will resonate with some people. We're going to have lots of different types of people that are going to come along that we're going to interview. And I'm sure that if you listen long enough, you'll find somebody that you're like, man, that's me. Either that was me or that's going to be me. And that's the really amazing thing about fitness journeys, and any journey in particular. Like, fitness is, it's a path, and it's sometimes a little windy, and it's sometimes not just straightforward. And so it's just super cool that you can hopefully find some benefit from listening to people and hearing their stories. And that's our goal. So
And be inspired.
yeah, like inspirational, or like maybe you're like, maybe I could inspire that person. Like, you can reach out to me and be like, hey Chris, like, I'm where you were, and maybe I can help you, or whatever it is. So
Cool. Well, I think that that's really fun, and I actually love your story. So can you tell us what your blank fitness journey is, Chris?
Yeah, my blank fitness journey. So I'm going to fill in the blank with important. And I know everybody's fitness journey is important, right? But I truly believe that if the Lord hadn't put fitness and health into my mind and along my path, then I don't know if I'd be here today. And so just a little bit of background on me. I'll go into kind of the shorter version. I'm sure that over the next however many episodes we do, Megan, I'm sure that we're going to kind of insert ourselves into those podcasts and stories. And so we'll get to, people get tired of hearing about us. But so my background, both of my parents. So when I was 8 years old, my dad died of a massive heart attack. When I was 11 years old, my mom died of cancer. And so both of those being like mostly preventable and treatable diseases that weren't taken care of. And so I come from like a mostly uneducated background towards health, fitness, wellness, all those things. And so I grew up like the fat kid who I loved playing sports. I loved being engaged, but like I also really, really loved Little Debbie snack cakes. And so Megan can attest to that. I had to like, at some point, I think it was like the transition between middle school and high school. I was like, hey, I want to play football. I want to go from playing flag football to play tackle football. And so I know I need to get in shape. I need to like get strong, all those kinds of things. So, and honestly, a lot of it comes from me being bullied in middle school and probably elementary school. Like as a big kid, I was bullied. And so there was lots of things working that kind of got me interested in, okay, how do I change how I look? How do I change how I feel? So I think it was like the summer between middle school and high school, I decided I was going to start working out, but I didn't really know anything about working out. I'd never really even seen people working out. So it's like, I came up with my own exercise routine that included jumping on the trampoline and rollerblading and doing push-ups. And like, I just got more active. I maybe stopped eating as much junk. I hit like a growth spurt and like, I felt great. And, I started lifting weights then in freshman year of high school, and I fell in love with the weight room. I fell in love with working out, the way that I felt afterwards, the confidence that it gave me to face bullies, the confidence that it gave me because I saw improved performance in sports. So it was very, very empowering for me. It really hadn't clicked that exercising was going to be changing my DNA and that was going to be affecting my future the way that I realize that now. Right. So yeah, I didn't realize how important those things were probably in shaping where we are now.
Yeah. I think your story is super powerful. I appreciate you sharing it. Like, I know that it's really cool to see how you've taken the pain and the challenge of what you went through and made it something that you were able to grow from, and have that growth mindset, even as, a younger kid, that, what you went through was really painful and what you were experiencing was really hard, but you were like, okay, what can I do with this? Like, how can I grow from this? And I think that you made the best of that situation. And I think that because of that, I know that my life was impacted, and I think that you're being able to inspire a lot of other people as well, with that, because it is really tempting to believe that when, you have these health related diseases in your family, that, you're just doomed to experience the same things and that you don't have control over some aspects of your health. And so I think it's really cool to see that.
Yeah. And that's definitely how I felt. Like, I felt like, hey, like I'm going to die at an early age just because everybody in my family did, And so when we went to Sanford University in Birmingham, Alabama, and getting into like some health classes and some science classes and realizing like, hey, dummy, like you have some control over your health, Megan, like we met at Sanford, and I actually ended up being her sports nutrition project. And she helped me a ton. And I learned about nutrition, and I learned about like body composition changes and like health and wellness, and like working out isn't just to get strong. Like you can literally like change the dynamics of comorbidities and like the way that chronic diseases can affect you. And so later on down the road, I was actually diagnosed with a condition called Lynch syndrome, which puts me just a really high risk of developing certain types of cancers, specifically colon cancers at a really young age. And so that ended up really kind of being the catalyst for Megan and I deciding for me to quit like a really good corporate job and move somewhere that we didn't know anybody and open a CrossFit gym. Having not done CrossFit very long, just because it was one of those like, YOLO moments. And that's, I think, the important part of the fitness, like my blank fitness journey. My important fitness journey is like, I know that I have 2 kids, I have a wife, I have a family, I have friends that care about me. And so I have to take my health and wellness super seriously, because I want to be around for you guys for a really long time, and so I want to impact my kids and my family, and Megan. I want to leave a legacy for them. And I know that if I don't care for myself, then I won't be able to do that. So yeah, that's the short of my fitness journey so far. I'm sure we'll get into
specifics. I like that.
So far, right? We'll get into specifics along the way of like exercises and CrossFit and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, like the how is a lot less important than the why. And so, I think it's good for me to say this and to repeat this, and for me to remember my why of like, why do I go to the gym every day and work out? And why do I choose to focus on my health and wellness over, it's easy not to work out and to take care of myself. So, I don't know. It's actually, I'm already getting more out of this than probably everybody else will. And that's okay. So,
let's go to the gym.
Yeah. Right. Let's go work out. Enough about me. Megan, you are a super strong woman, and you are somebody that like, as soon as you walk into a room, I think people realize, hey, like Megan obviously works out, but she also is somebody like that cares for herself and is able to, without being overpowering, like you can command a room and you can like take charge and you have great leadership. And I think all those things kind of go together. So I guess what's your blank fitness journey?
Well, thank you. I don't know, like there's probably a lot of words that I could put in there, but I would say like when I'm thinking over, like you said, my why, that my blank fitness journey kind of comes down to my structured fitness journey. And I would say that just kind of a little bit of a backstory, that I grew up on a farm. And so that meant that every day had, a lot of work in it, a lot of physical activity, a lot of physical work. And like everything you did just took, a lot more effort, because everything was like, a little bit harder, a little bit more spaced out. And I took that for granted. And I didn't realize like how much movement my life, had, how much play that I got to do, jumping from hay bales and, climbing things and, just doing a lot of activities that a lot of people don't have access to. And so then when I went to college at Stanford, and I was in, school and classes and things like that, I started getting depressed because I didn't have as much time outside and I didn't have as much movement, and I had never done really a structured exercise program before. And so I didn't know what to do, but I just knew that I needed to move more and that I needed to be outside more, because that's what I was used to. And that made me feel really good and made me happy. And so I started running. And I think when I met Chris, I was running, like 6 to 8 miles a day or something, just because I didn't know what else to do. I just knew I needed to be outside for that amount of time, and I need to move for that much to feel good. But I was already starting to get like injuries and stuff from, just doing the same thing over and over. So Chris started showing me how to build like more of an exercise program and start lifting and things like that. And I really loved it. I loved the challenge of it. I loved how it felt. I loved how it made me feel. And then, it kind of started growing from there. And so I got into triathlons and lifting and different things. And then when we had our first son, Amos, I was not able to train that much anymore. And so again, I found myself kind of in a situation where I was like starting to feel depressed. I started struggling with postpartum depression. And it was because I wasn't moving and I wasn't getting outside and I didn't know what to do. And so my old structure program didn't work because I had a new situation in my life, where I had Amos. And so that's kind of where CrossFit really started helping me a lot, was because I could get a hard workout in a short amount of time, and, started loving that. And so, now, we have 2 kids, and, anytime that I find myself starting to spiral a little bit, struggling with, just balancing all the things that come with being a mom and a wife and a business owner, that it's really helpful for me to have the structure of, CrossFit where it's constantly varied, so I don't get bored with it. I always have something to be working on. I always have something to challenge myself with, a new goal, just like adding more weightlifting in, and, just finding little ways to have those wins when sometimes, like as a mom, like, you're stuck in this endless cycle of laundry and, telling their kids the same things every single day and not seeing that progress. It's really nice for me mentally and emotionally to be able to go to the gym and to work on something and to be like, hey, like I actually completed something, or be able to see that progress, to be able to feel that progress, it helps me a lot. And so I would say that like another aspect of it is like, that it also feels really good just to, like, I think as a, anyone really, that it feels really good to feel happy with your body. And so I would say that, I struggle with confidence. I struggle with being able to complete tasks. I struggle with depression, anxiety. And I would say that this structure of the workouts and being able to show up and know that people are counting on me to show up, instead of doing stuff by myself, like being involved with a group of people, that all has helped me with all of those things. And I would say that it gives me a lot of confidence, and it helps me feel empowered. And I do feel like my fitness has just gotten better, because of, getting a structured fitness journey, as opposed to just kind of doing something random every day. So it's really helped me in so many ways.
Yeah, I think it's super cool seeing, like, as soon as Megan started focusing on something, when she was focused on training for triathlons, she got really good at triathlons, like super fast. And as soon as she started working on CrossFit consistently, she got really good at CrossFit. Weightlifting, like, I don't want to brag on her too much because I don't want her confidence to go through the roof or anything, but, she started doing weightlifting, and now is a master's athlete and is crushing it at these national and multinational meets. So I think it's super cool seeing the transformation that having those structured times in your day to go work out and something to do, instead of like the guessing game of showing up to the gym, looking at all the machines, feeling super overwhelmed. Yeah. That's life already, right? Like right. life is walking in somewhere and feeling overwhelmed. So having something, that hour of your day that that you can walk in and say, hey, this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be done in an hour. I'm going to have accomplished something. I'm going to feel better. That's super cool. So I've seen the effect that it's had on you for sure.
Yeah. It helps me be able, I would say that definitely, like, being able to go into the gym and have that time and to feel that progress, to see like the sense of accomplishment, like to feel the confidence that I can do hard things. Like I get overwhelmed by the workouts regularly, but then once I finish them, I'm like, okay, like, being able to accomplish that in a setting that doesn't really matter, like helps me be able to go out and do it in a setting where it really does matter, like parenting. It's super overwhelming. And there's a lot of times I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's like, it gives me that little boost that I need to keep trying, so it definitely helps a lot.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you sharing. It's my favorite part of our fitness journeys is that they're intertwined and that we get to do it together. It's super fun. We love working out together, and Megan inspires me constantly to be better. So, guys, hopefully this was helpful for you in some way. Like, hopefully, again, this resonates with someone out there. We're going to be bringing on lots of super cool guests who are going to get to tell their fitness journeys and how fitness is impacting or has already impacted their lives. Our gym. So go ahead.
I was going to say, like, I think it's really cool that, like you said, like our fitness journeys are like, we're side by side doing this, and our stories are very different. Our whys are very different. And so I am so excited for you guys to be able to hear that, like, the different stories from the people in the gym that we've gotten to meet, our coaches, like the stories are incredible, and it's people doing it side by side, but it's super helpful, I think, and inspiring and encouraging and motivating to be able to hear like their whys for showing up every day. Even though you're doing the same workout, you have a different reason for doing it and a different approach, but it's like you're still getting benefit for your own life from it in a different way.
Awesome. Absolutely. We're going to have some super cool people, not because we're super cool, but because fitness is awesome and we're sharing that together. So hope you guys have an amazing week. The next episode will be out shortly. If you enjoyed this, you can subscribe to our podcast wherever you're viewing this or listening to this. Hit subscribe, listen to the next one whenever it comes out, and give us some feedback. Hey, this sucked. Hey, this resonated, whatever. Like, we're looking to grow too. So have an amazing day and keep being awesome. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of My Blank Fitness Journey podcast. If this story inspired you, make sure that you like and subscribe to the podcast on whatever platform you're using. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can check us out at triforcecrossfit.com. Just send us a message and we'd love to help you. See you guys soon on the next episode.